is it important to consider Medicaid when you're going into an assisted living? So assisted living can be expensive. It can be a choice. Many people make it a choice that they hope will be one where they can stay for many years. They may have some money stored up. They may choose to sell their home and use their home equity. But those monies probably won't last forever, and they won't last as long as they would like to live in that assisted living community. And so using or having a plan to be able to use Medicaid in the future, maybe not immediately, but in the future at that facility without having to maybe move to a facility that's further away and one where you have to make new friends. Those are considerations that you should have in mind so that you can use Medicaid in the facility of your first choice, right, where you're living already. Medicaid would pay in many facilities as long as the state benefits are there and those facilities accept Medicaid. So it's really important before you make a decision to move into a community for the long term that you know that you have a plan in place to be able to afford to stay there using public assistance in the future. Medicaid is a program that will pay for long-term care, and assisted living is a preferred option for many Americans where they can receive long-term care. They can get that in a community where they have social activities, many cooking and cleaning services are provided, and on-premise caregivers can provide help with bathing, dressing, or toileting. So it's important to understand how Medicaid pays for this, which portions of that bill are available for that assistance and which are not. As the name suggests, assisted living has two components, assisted and living. The living portion is the basic services of room and board or rent and utilities and food that you would pay even if you were living on your own in your own apartment. The assisted part is the care portion of the bill. So this is the portion that is available to be paid for through Medicaid. The care can be covered, but not the room and board costs. And so that too is going to be really important to understand when you are thinking about what Medicaid pays for. So just like in a nursing home, Medicaid pays for the care. Or in the home, the Medicaid will pay for the care, the ongoing long-term care that somebody would need. In the assisted living, they need to be able to identify what costs are related to the care and only pay those costs. Another way of doing that is to identify what costs are considered rent or room and board costs, and those costs are excluded from what Medicaid will pay. Now, normally, a beneficiary is going to have some income, like Social Security or pension, and that income will be enough to cover their room and board costs in assisted living. And then Medicaid will pay for the variable costs that can increase over time that's associated with their care. What should someone ask in the facility when they're considering moving in there and using their Medicaid benefits? Well, they need to understand what restrictions that facility may place on residents or even new residents who want to use Medicaid. Are they available to start their Medicaid benefits immediately? Do they have to choose to live in certain apartments? Are there other restrictions about number of concurrent residents who are on Medicaid? These are all very important questions that the family should be addressing before signing up for a new assisted living if they know that they're going to need some help with paying for that assisted living in the near future. So Medicaid will be an important payer, and those are really important questions to understand more about how the Medicaid program works. There's three things you need to think about when it comes to the challenges of using your Medicaid benefits in assisted living. Number one is, does the state Medicaid program even offer assisted living benefits? So that's a question you should ask yourself or a social worker or a Medicaid planner in your state to find out more about the available benefits. Number two, does the community accept Medicaid? So there are many assisted living communities out there, and this is an increasingly popular way of spending later life is in an assisted living. But not all these communities accept Medicaid. So be sure to carefully look for the facilities that can accept for Medicaid. Many of the search services out there that operate like a marketing service for assisted living communities are not interested in helping you find a Medicaid facility. So don't rely on those search services. Finally, when you identify one of your preferred communities, you may also see certain restrictions that are placed on those residents that want to use Medicaid. So you want to explore what those are. Maybe there's a certain amount of private pay required. Maybe you have to reside in one of the smaller apartments available. Maybe there's not many of those apartments available and you can't move onto Medicaid because all of the other residents that want to live in those apartments are still there and taking them up. So these are all challenges. Make sure the state provides assisted living benefits. Make sure to find an assisted living community that accepts those Medicaid benefits, and make sure to understand what restrictions that community places on their residents who use Medicaid. So memory care is a type of enhanced assisted living that's specially designed for residents who are suffering from Alzheimer's or other types of dementia. Their memory care is not required for all assisted living residents who have dementia, but some assisted living residents may have a degree or a severity of dementia that's so bad that they are better cared for in a memory care specific facility. These facilities often have locked doors so residents don't wander off, and they also have staff who are better trained to handle the special needs of dementia residents. And this is really important so that the staff really work with the residents in a way that's appropriate for their care. Sometimes they have special emotional needs, and the staff can take the extra steps to recognize what those are and how to properly engage with that resident.